Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. What is today? I don't even know, but we're up to February the 18th, Tuesday, February the 18th, 2025. There, it's a nice Art Deco book. My gimbal's gonna be acting up here because it's not as cold as it was this morning. We got down to negative 15, negative 20 wind chills. I think the actual temperature by the lake here was like -1. I think it was actual temperature was like negative in 9 degrees last night. So we'll get into that right channel here. So the gimbal going here, it's kind of back to downtown tomorrow. But I might not time because it's supposed to get cold again. And then later this week, we're supposed to get back to a more average temperature for wintertime in Chicago that's much more tolerable. But in the sun here, it's not too bad there. Hey, how you doing there, Krista, John James, Teresa B, the Unruly Julie Reed there, yeah. And Teresa B, Sharon. Thanks everybody, Chris, all the way back to the beginning there, Valerie. Thanks for tuning in there. And if I missed anybody, thanks for tuning in here. So we'll do a quick walk here. Well, we got 12:08 in the PM. Hope you're having a good Tuesday, staying warm. Yeah, this cold snap's affecting the entire central part of the United States. Is finally heading to the East Coast. And yeah, my gimbal's acting really weird here. It's not responding at all to my commands here, so I have to like hold it sideways here. It's acting really weird, but hey, we can do it. We'll just keep it this way. Hey, Ernesto, how you doing there? Ernesto's in the house there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. People waiting at the bus stop here. We'll cross Stockton here, and we'll head by the Peggy Noterbart Nature Museum. So I'm just curious if the lake's freezing over. The reason I live about a half a mile from the lake, and most of that's Lincoln Park. I live near Clark and Fullerton here in Lincoln Park, but you know, it's a nice little jaunt here to the lake. And the lake was not frozen yesterday. The South Pond, or no, I keep doing that. Why do I always? I'm not knocking anybody that's dyslexic. If you watch me for a long time, you notice I'm always confusing my left and my right, my north and my south. My brain meant to say North Pond, and my mouth said South Pond. Isn't it amazing how that always happens? But here, yeah, they're ice skating here on the North Pond. We actually went on the ice yesterday. If there was actually somebody ice skating, I would do it, but that guy's running off there, so maybe he thinks I'm like, I don't care if people are on the ice or not there. He's just running to get a drink there, I think. That's good. Hey, Anita, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning. Wandering with William, how you doing? Yeah, feeling good. Hope you're doing good there, William. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we're just out in the cold here. If you notice, my gimbal, it's not even almost worth using the gimbal today. Here, let me stop my gimbal and restart it here. It's just not there. Sorry for snapping around the camera there. My equipment, that shows you how cold it is. My electronics are not working as they normally do there. There, is that better? Yeah, good. So now I have more control. I stopped and restarted my gimbal here, so hopefully we can keep this going here. Naya, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Nelios. Yeah, we're having a nice Tuesday here, working from home here. Hey, the birds are out. You hear the birds? Here it's 9 degrees and these birds are in the trees here chirping. You see them? How you doing there, birds? Cold birds here. You can see the North Pond there. And here they were at Stockton and Fullerton here, Lincoln Park, Chicago. There we go. Yeah, how's things across the pond there? So if you missed it last night on TikTok, we took a nice little jaunt up to Lakeview. We went up to the Paulina stop there on the Brown line, and then I had a brief, rare moment of reason where I was like, it's so cold, I better just take the train back instead of trying to walk. My gimbal had already, people running shorts, but not when it's 0 or 9 degrees or 8 or whatever we got right here. Hey, we'll head quickly over to the lake, and then I'm not gonna spend much time at the zoo at all. We're just gonna cut across there. It'll be a shortcut for me to get back to Webster Street, and I'll head over towards Oz Park to round out this live. At least that's the plan. We'll see if everything holds out. Yeah, very windy. So yeah, believe me, if it was windy, I would not be walking out here. You noticed, people that watch my live streams, you notice anytime there's any wind, you hear it in the microphone on my phone, because I don't have nice microphones like Jen You Should Eat and other live streamers. It is kind of slippery on the snow that's compacted. It's turning into ice because it's so cold. So I'm walking in the snow here. You got to watch out for the yellow snow and the brown snow. I almost stepped in one there. Christopher, how you doing there? The rain, how you doing? Yeah, thanks everybody here. Carla, how you doing there? Thanks for the nice emojis there. Yeah, Nelius. Hey, somebody riding a bike there. So it's 9 degrees. So Christopher, the cold weather's heading your way. I guess, you know, you'll get the same thing I get. People will be like, be careful, bundle up. Here we're at Cannon Drive. This is where you park for the Lincoln Park Zoo. See the Lincoln Park Zoo signs right there. And then we'll cross the street here. We got the light. So we're just heading to the lake. We did this yesterday. I know it feels like deja vu all over again. I want to see if the lake's freezing over. It wasn't frozen over yesterday. I doubt it's frozen over today. But we'll see. And it could surprise you. All we need is a cold night like we got last night, and a lot of stuff can happen. Yeah, Lorene, how you doing there? Yeah, I'm a little growly. It affects my, thanks for noticing. Thanks to my Aunt Lorene there. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I've been walking out in the cold here. I haven't been live streaming in the mornings because it's been so cold. I know it's got to be cold where you're at too. We got 8 or 9 degrees here. I'm just heading over to the lake to see if it's frozen. But yeah, it is affecting my throat. The sound might be affected by the cold weather on the phone. My gimbal is not acting correctly. The batteries deplete really quickly in the cold weather, both for the phone and the gimbal. I noticed some people getting their cars jumped yesterday. It can affect car batteries, electric vehicle batteries, all that stuff. So this is the nice view you get of the rowing slip. There's the John Hancock, 875 North Michigan. We're about 2 miles north of it here at Fullerton. I'm working from home today, so we'll just head over to the lake. And they got the norovirus. Oh, be careful. Yeah, that norovirus, that'll make you really sick. Yeah, people get that when they go on cruise ships, but now it's going around. There's so many sicknesses. Yeah, be careful, everybody. It's not just the flu and the norovirus. We got the bird flu. And what else? There's like 4 different things going around here all at once, and it's the worst time of year when it's really cold here in North America. So and Europe and Asia, Northern Hemisphere. So hey, thanks for tuning in here. Hey, D. Michael, how you doing there? Jessica Ward there. Yeah, it's horrible. 24. That's pretty cold for Dallas, Fort Worth. 24 degrees. I bet people are freaking out there. Yeah, we would love to get up to 24 degrees. Like our high yesterday was 10. We'll see if we get there today. There's the Michigan Mountains. So we're underneath Fullerton here. Here's the nice murals for the Peggy Notabart Nature Museum here. And here's the Lakefront restaurant. It used to be Theater on the Lake. They still call it Theater on the Lake here at the Hibby station here. Yeah, Miss Lorraine. Nelius. Dolores, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. So we'll see if any cars are coming. I guess not. So here we'll cross here. They see Theater on the Lake. They still call, even though they call it Lakefront. Yeah, Lakefront restaurant at Theater on the Lake. I think that's officially the full name here. Hey, let's see if the lake's freezing over here. So we made it to Fullerton. And the lakefront here, here's this statue. And yeah, see this, even over 100 years ago, they had problems with tuberculosis. We got it with the norovirus and the bird flu and whatever else. They had tuberculosis, so they built this, so they thought the cool lake breezes help people recover from tuberculosis. I don't know if it helped or not, but they did it. They were trying everything they could. Here's the Charitas, this dedicated, or 1922, rededicated 2015. It's hard to see in the sun, this nice statue here. We saw it yesterday. So hey, listen. Hey, the lake's trying to freeze over. We might actually get, here, see, there's the skyline of Chicago. We'll head up here through the trees there. So, this kind of shows you what it looks like when the lake is freezing over. It looks like a bunch of ice cubes, and my gimbal is acting weird here, so bear with me here. It's gonna snap around and act weird. It's so cold. There we go. We finally got to move. It's like a delayed reaction. It's like a really delayed reaction here. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, the lake is starting to freeze over. You see it there? This is Lake Michigan, or as J.B. Pritzker just renamed it to Lake Illinois, which is stupid. No one's going to call it that because it's mocking the current administration's renaming of the Gulf of Mexico. And remember when Google said don't be evil? Google, one of the richest corporations in the world, kowtowed to the Trump administration and changed their maps to say Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. I know it didn't cost them any money. Believe me, if it cost them any money or hurt their stock, they wouldn't change it. But remember when Google said don't be evil? Yeah, good luck with that. Here's the see, my gimbal's acting up here. See, I just lost my gimbal here, so hold on a second here. Let's see if we can get it back. So here's Lake Michigan. If I get my gimbal going here, what my gimbal is, it stabilizes the image to get a nice smooth image. It's been working really poorly in this cold weather here, so, but here's Lake Michigan trying to freeze over here. We got, what is it today? Today's February the 18th, 2025. And there's the skyline of Chicago there. Yeah. Mexico suing Google. Good. Good. I have no sympathy for shareholders, stockholders, board of directors, billionaires that they don't need us. They really do not need us. Good. So let the billionaires hang out in Mar-a-Lago there. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. We saw Tim Cook, who's certainly not a Republican, and he was there kowtowing, kissing the butt of the current administration. He's the CEO of Apple. And as they're curtailing LGBTQ rights, there's the publicly out of the closet CEO of Apple kissing the butt of the new administration because all the corporations are so scared. It shows you money has no spine or backbone. And excuse me for being so passionate about this. We are seeing the true colors of corporate America. So I know we all got money invested in 401ks. You might own Apple stock, you might own Google stock. I'm not against you. I'm not against people making money off of investments. I'm against them doing a tax cut for these greedy bastards and cutting all our entitlements. We know, and I shouldn't call them entitlements. We paid into them. You've been paying into Social Security your whole life, all those hardworking Americans. And we got billionaires like Elon just sitting there, you know, and Congress is not going to help us out. Congress is supposed to push back against the executive branch. They're totally acting like simps. If you don't want to know what a simp is, look it up, S-I-M-P. Thanks for tuning in here. We'll cross here at the lakefront here. So hey, we'll see how this plays out. We're just at the beginning here. I'll try not to get so political. I know we got people that tune in that span from the right and the left, and I respect people's opinion that differ from mine. But yeah, you get to say what you want on your channel. I get to say what I want on my channel, unless I anger the algorithm, which may happen. Here, Renee Robbins here, Chicago Public Art Group. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting me vent here. People are like, don't be political. Everything's political. The price of eggs are political. If we get another pandemic from these viruses going around, RFK is going to get really political. I don't care if you're on the left or the right. Everything's political. I didn't start it. I didn't start the fire. We're all dealing with this, and we got to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, it's even worse. It's like we act like everything's normal when it's not. And thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. Here we'll cross. And I got to be really careful, because I could lose all my accounts just by. This is not free speech, as we know. I'm critical of the platform I'm on here. I'm also critical of TikTok. I'm critical of Meta. Critical of X, certainly. Here's the nice. Sometimes people go ice fishing here. I've seen people go ice fishing on Diversey Harbor. I would love to see that. And here we're crossing back. We just passed this. But hey, it feels like a summer's day. It feels pretty warm. 9 degrees here. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah, abnormal's the new normal. Abby normal. Yeah. Thanks, Will. Thanks for letting me voice. And I respect people that push back. I might not have all the right perspective there. People have your own opinions, perspective that differ from mine. That's America. That's good. We should be able to have a discussion and still be friends. A lot of my relatives are, politically different than me, and some of my relatives agree with me. Me and my father have amazing discussions about this, and it's interesting. And we got to be an informed populace. It's hard. Democracy's hard. Constitutional republic's hard. We'll do the best we can, and we'll get through this regardless. We made it before. We'll do it again. This is not the end. So we'll stay positive as much as we can. Here's look at the. That's where the Great Chicago Fire burned out there. That's what that symbolizes. That stainless steel obelisk. It's almost like 2001: A Space Odyssey. I want to see a bunch of proto-humans there dancing around the obelisk. But hey, let's. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the street here, and we'll head down towards the zoo, and we'll walk through the zoo. Actually, you know what? I went the wrong way here. Let me show you how you can go underneath here without crossing the. Here, let's look at this obelisk. We'll get a good. Look how it's reflecting into the snow there. It's reflecting the light of the sun here. This is again the stainless steel monument that marks the. Where they think the lake used to be here. Like you see where Lakeshore Drive is, they pushed all that land out there as they implemented the Burnham plan to make that space for the highway there. And but they think that's where the Great Chicago Fire burned out finally in 1871 in October there. Is the stream frozen? Did they cut me off? They cut me off from the stream there. See, I started talking. Yeah, nice parks. We have to have a conversation. Yeah, we have to start somewhere. Thanks for letting me speak here. So hey, we'll head underneath. This is nice there's a jogging path that is on gravel. It's on dirt, so it's not as hard on your knees there for runners. It runs for several miles from Belmont, 2 miles I think from Belmont to North Avenue through Lincoln Park here. And you can actually ride a bike or run underneath Fullerton without having to stop to cross the street, which is nice. And they got some murals here, so. And I often don't come this way. Life cycle day and night. They put this mural here in 2023. Oh, look at the little bug. Nice colors here. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, fellow Chicagoans, live long and prosper. I like that. Arborist, yeah. Hey, come on back there. The funk. Yeah, we need some funk. We need some funk in this town. Mrs. O'Leary's cow. Yeah, there you go. That's the legend. The legend is Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over a lantern, but they're not for sure. They blamed it on Mrs. O'Leary, they blamed the Irish, because at that time America was jingoistic in a different way, where they didn't like Irish and German immigrants, and it wasn't south of the border at that time. And It still might have been an Irishman that started the fire. It might have been Peg Leg O'Sullivan, who was drunk, which is another thing they pinned on the Irish, being drunk all the time back in the 1800s. And it just happened that he was trying to sleep it off in Mrs. O'Leary's barn, and he ran out, and she got blamed for it because she owned the land where the fire started. And it really ruined her life. She never really recovered. Most people don't think about what happened. She lived the rest of her life, and she had to live with the shame, even though she told them she was asleep. And people woke her up to tell her barn was on fire. She wasn't out there milking the cow, but the newspapers were different back then. We think we got fake news now. There was a lot of fake news in the 1800s to sell newspapers. It was more like the National Enquirer. Hey, yeah, you heard the same thing. Thanks, Teresa B. How you doing there, Denise? Thanks for tuning in. So, hey. Yeah, so here's the snow. Here's the frozen. My gimbal's snapping around here. I'm amazed it's still working at all. What time we got here? 12:28. So there's this nice running path we're on. We're in Lincoln Park here. Look at all those are all, let's go over and take a look at this. These are all power trucks. So they're all lined up here in case we got a winter storm. I guess they probably were here just in case when we got that snowstorm over the weekend, they were ready just in case we got ice. And that's the worst thing for power lines, overhead power lines. Luckily for Chicago, most of the East neighborhood, the wires are underground. But a lot of Chicago and Chicagoland, we have overhead wires just like other areas. And if you get an ice storm, they would have deployed all these trucks here. So let's check it out here. I didn't know these were parked here. This is the parking lot for the Lincoln Park Zoo. You see how you can look back, a constant reminder of where we're at in relation to the downtown there, the John Hancock. And here's the look at all the bucket trucks lined up there just in case we get an ice storm. That's nice. So here, this is the Caldwell Lily Pools over here. And here we'll just I can't wait. Hopefully the Caldwell Lily Pool will reopen this summer or spring, and we'll be able to go in there. South America, yeah, 30 eggs, $4. Yeah, I know the price of eggs. It is affecting the international price. Thanks for letting us know. It's affecting the price where you're at. It's not just North America and the United States. Whole house generator. That's good planning there. There you go, Teresa B. See, because we can't rely. I don't care where you live. California, Texas, Florida. People deal with hurricanes, earthquakes, mudslides, fires. Us in the Midwest, we deal with tornadoes and cold weather. Electricity can go out in the wintertime. That's the worst time. That's what Texas learned back a few years ago. My sister and brother-in-law were part of that. They were out, and then your pipes freeze and burst and cause a lot of damage. So yeah, invest in a generator. That's good. Alvin, how you doing there? Jessica. Emerald City. Yeah, it does. It does. The skyline from Fullerton kind of looks like the Emerald City. You know, I thought that too. So hey, great minds think alike there. How you doing there? Yeah, Alvin knows how cold it gets in Saskatchewan. We think we got it bad here in Minnesota and Chicago, Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and man, you guys get. Who was that? Somebody told me, Scott, our friend from the North Carolina there. He was like, -40C is -40F. That's where they converge. You know, the scales are different. They're Fahrenheit to Celsius. And I was like, research Kelvin, absolute zero, -273. That's where Kelvin starts at 0. And so 0 is 273. Figure that out. You think you're confused by, and it's the Celsius scale plus 273. I think that, or 271, whatever it is. Fahrenheit 451. That's the price. That's the temperature Fahrenheit that paper burns. But paper's always burning. Wood's always burning because it's always oxidizing. That's why paper turns brown and brittle, because it's slowly on fire. You just not enough to make a flame. Yeah, Chippy Chop Top, how you doing there? Yeah, buy some chucks. Cheeto Kicks there, how you doing? Yeah, I thought inflation was supposed to stop. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. We need some more tariffs, right? We need tariffs on eggs. I'm joking. I'm joking. Look at these giant mounds of snow. We got some big mounds of snow over here, as high as the cars. They bulldoze. This is the parking lot for the Lincoln Park Zoo. So yeah, if we just joined, we're in Chicago. We got 12:32. We'll walk straight through the Lincoln Park Zoo here at lunchtime. It actually doesn't feel too bad as long as you dress in layers. Keep walking. The wind's not bad at all right now. And trust me, if the wind was blowing, I wouldn't be out here like a fool that I am here walking in the cold weather here. But here we got a lion. Here's the parking lot entrance of the zoo. See, I rarely enter it this way. I usually enter it from the other side where you can walk in from the bus stop there. There's the lion. How you doing there, lion? So here's the Lincoln Park Zoo, the entrance from the parking lot side. You see, there's the John Hancock. There's the merry-go-round that looks like a volcano. Lincoln Park Zoo, Chicago, Illinois here. This is the free zoo in the city. There's also the Brookfield Zoo, which is in Brookfield, which is a suburb on the west side. And you got parking lot here, and see Lakeshore Drive and the Lake Michigan's right there. That's how close we are to the lake here. So hey, the zoo's open. There'll be nobody here. We'll have it all to ourselves. And isn't it amazing checking out the zoo when there's nobody here because it's so cold? Yeah, negative temperatures. It's cold. But see, they got a member center. Said something about a ticket. So they got the merry-go-round. Remember, we saw this decorated for the zoo lights. I doubt the lions will be out today. So let's walk through the lion house here to see if they're inside. And they're probably inside their little. They got a place to go inside. Obviously, they were out on Saturday. It was much warmer. It was 32 degrees, but they have some heated rocks that they can sleep on, and that's they purposely put them right next to the glass so they'll sleep there, and people can view them sleeping. There's the Kovler Lion House here, Lincoln Park Zoo. Yeah, thanks for checking out Chicago. You always come back and visit. People are very loyal to the city, even if they grew up here and moved away. You still miss it, even if you don't miss the cold weather. So I understand, trust me. See, there's restrooms. Everything's haunted. People say the restrooms are haunted in this building. I don't know why. But they restored this. This was built in like 1914. This is the lion house. And there used to be other animals here, like other cats, large cats, but they just focus on the lions here now. And the lions won't be out. You know, you can walk down there. I'll lose my connection. But haunted by stinks. The smells of restrooms fast. Yeah, it's pretty stinky. So they call this the Tawani Great Hall, Culver Lion House, the pride of Chicago. Yeah. And they had the Christmas tree in here. This is where Santa was here for the zoo lights here. Look at the detail by the door here, the nice building here. So the reptile house is over there. We've gone in there before. What time we got? 12:36. I wonder if the macaques are out. I always would love to see the macaques out in wintertime with the snow. They probably drain the water. They got little hot tubs for them. Or, I'm sure you've seen the Japanese macaque monkeys in nature videos where they're in the hot springs there in the mountains and they're in their little hot tub there. They tried to recreate it here, but they never really use the water that way. They just don't. Maybe they sense. There's the seals. We'll check out the seals. I don't think the macaques are out. Maybe sometimes they like hug each other. They sit on the warm rocks and hug each other. This is the Lincoln Park Zoo here. Can't hide your lion eyes. That's a good pun. I'll have to use that. Yeah, here's some zoo officials here. Day after President's Day. Hope you had a good President's Day. Hope you had a day off. We got nice blue skies here. Well, hey, 12:37. Let's see if the polar bear's out. I won't go inside the African journey. We'll run up and see if the polar bear's out here since we're here. See it in its natural environment here. Yeah, I don't think the macaques are out. No way. People running around. So here, that heating up, a dip in the hot springs. That's what that says there. Let me go. There you go. Warm up. Macaques learn this behavior. Let's see. There's no water there, and they're inside their little warm house there. So, okay. So here we'll head. Oh, see. Now I'm gonna have to. My gimbal went out here, so let me try to save it by the time we get to the polar bear here. Let's walk up and check out the polar bear here. Scott and Charlotte there. Yeah, we'll see if the wolves are out. Yeah, the wolves, they're over there. So we'll see if the wolves are out on our way out. I'm gonna run really quickly to see if the polar bears are out or the penguins. Other times, when I have more time, see, we went over to the lake to see if it was frozen over. Hey, the vultures are out. Here's some vultures here, Lincoln Park Zoo. How you doing there, vultures here? Hold on. There's the buzzards. The vultures are out in the snow. Isn't that amazing? How you doing there? So here's the McCormick Birdhouse. That's nice. You can go in there and get warmed up. They got a nice indoor greenhouse type area where the birds can fly around with you. So Lincoln Park Zoo. We got 9 degrees. Let's see if the penguins are out. Yeah, Michael Anderson must be taking a break. That's fine. He probably assumed it was so cold it would be no way in my right mind I'd be out here walking, and he deserves a day off there. Appreciate everybody else. Anita's in the house, so we got friends here making sure everything's running smooth. So there's a penguin. There's one penguin. I see one penguin. And there's one behind it. Let's see if we can get them to come out there. They're just... How you doing there, penguin? Come on out there. The water's fine. Give us a show here. They're like, it's too cold for us even. The penguins don't even want to come out. They're like, I didn't sign up for this. So here, welcome to Lincoln Park Zoo. Here's the penguin exhibit. They got a place to swim here. And see, they got little holes and stuff there, little caves. But there's one penguin. Oh, there's one behind it. Let's see if they come out here. Come on, penguins, you can do it. Come on out here and give us a show. I wish I could give them a fish. They're just walking around back there. Okay, well, we might see them on the way back. Let's go see if the polar bear's out here. Got to pay the taxes, yeah. The penguin's like, no show for free. Pay the hopper there, I'll do some tricks. Got to give him a tip. Antarctica's warm in Chicago. I believe it. I believe it today. You got to pay your dues if you sing the blues. Hey, that's a good song there. If you got the crime, we got the time. We're the Bloodhound Gang. So there's some offices here. We're gonna try to see if the polar bear's out. My gimbal already pooped out. It just wouldn't work at all. It's not like recharging. It's all messed up. They're the vulture family Arctic tundra. This is where we saw the polar bear a while back. But no guarantee they're going to be out. They see they got this part of the exhibit here. Polar bears here. And then we'll go to the other side. There's a larger side on the other side here. Yeah, she's going to the office there. It's good. So here we'll head around here. The Hervis Family Learning Center. I guess that's what they call this. They got a cave here. They got the little cave for the polar bear. But we were able to see the polar bear a few weeks ago. We saw them right here. They walked out of their little cave, and I bet they're inside. It's too cold for them today. It's not too cold for them. It's just that they're doing something else. See, you can feel the snow here. They got this little frozen metal plate that keeps Frosty there. We were just walking down there. It's so contrived. They got the fencing way off. We used to be able to go from the Caldwell Lily Pool right in here, but there was a turnstile, and after COVID they put a stop to that. I used to be able to walk into the zoo that way. I was probably the one that ruined it for everybody else. Hey, they got a waterfall. Here's the waterfall at the polar bear exhibit, and there's their water. They got some water they can swim in, but they're not down there, so we gave it a try. There's the conservatory. So if I wouldn't have came over here, the polar bear would have been doing flips and jumping in the water. But since we came over here, the polar bear says, no show today. But we gave it a try. That's why I get so excited when I do see the polar bear out, especially when it's swimming, because it's so rare to see it swim. And when you do, it's so beautiful seeing them swim underwater. And we got footage. You have to watch the reruns. Because like I said, look, there's a plug in the rock. You can plug in I can plug in my gimbal in the rock there. Yeah, polar aerobics. Whoppers for 99 cents. I know. See, inflation. Nothing lasts. Gas was under $1. I remember in the late 1990s, gas was like 89 cents a gallon. Do you remember that? I don't think we're ever going back to that. It was a brief second when the Great Recession happened in 2009. Gas got down to 99 cents for like a week. But that was the last time it dropped so much. And it didn't last, and it shot right back up. But at least in my memory, maybe it's different where you're at. Yeah, gas and eggs and housing, everything's expensive, I know. Good old days. Yeah, I miss the 90s. Gas being 30 cents. Scott, what was that in the 70s or the 60s? 1970s, before the oil embargo. How was it in like the 80s? It got really expensive during the oil embargo in the 70s, and then it got cheaper in the 80s, but then it wasn't as, like the late 1990s for some reason. It was really... Okay, so see, we've gone in there before. I've got reruns where we go through. You just have to watch the reruns. I got 15 minutes. I'm gonna head straight to the grocery store here. I'm gonna head straight out the zoo. We'll see if the seals are out and the wolves are out, and then I got to go back to work. Maybe my boss is watching. There he is, streaming on his lunch fork in the cold. 70s, yeah, the big oil crisis, yeah. Remember that? There were big lines out in the street there. I was a little kid, the second one. I missed the first one. I wasn't born yet, but the second one, there was two. The Ayatollah, the second one was when the Iran hostages were. That was pretty bad. And that 81, 82 recession was pretty bad too. But we don't have recessions anymore. We have endless prosperity. The stock market never goes down. Only prices go up. And if there's inflation in your grocery store, there's inflation in the stock market. And if you don't think they're not related, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn here. People are okay with inflation in the stock market, but they're not okay with the inflation in the grocery store. And I understand that. It's like, who benefits? Corporations. We all must invest in corporations as they work with administrations to curtail our rights and gaslight us. They think we won't notice. And they give money to the left, they give money to the right. You notice the same corporations like Meta, they get all woke, and then they flip on a dime and get all fascist. and they just blow with whichever way makes them profits. And if they think they can make profits off of being woke, they'll do it. And if they think they can make profits off of being fascist, they'll do it. It's all the bottom line, and whatever the flavor of the week is. I don't trust Zuckerberg at all. I'd like to fight him in the cage there. I know he probably beat my ass, but... Oh, you hear that? The seal's telling me to shut up. So where's it at? I heard a seal must have yelled underwater, and we heard like the noise above the ground here. And the problem is, if I go underneath, like I always like going underneath, I lose my connection, and then everybody will be like, you know, I lost my connection. I know. Believe me, I want to film the seals underwater. We'll give it a try. So bear with me. I'm probably going to lose my connection, but I'm going to try to film the seals. There's the wolf. No, I won't. I'm not going to film the seals. You know why? The wolves are out. I know somebody tuning in wants to see the wolves here, so we've seen the seals before. I got footage of the seals, and usually my connection cuts out. So let's see if we can see the wolves here in the snow. I'll lower my voice. There's sea otters over here. They call this the children's zoo here, but they got wolves and bears. There's the wolf. There's the wolf right there. See it walking right there? There's the wolf. Lincoln Park Zoo. I'm going to head right over there. We can see it in the snow. There's the wolf. Yeah, how you doing here? Welcome to Chicago. 9 degrees. We're hanging with the wolves here. Oh, look at that. So let me stop walking so I won't be so shaky with the camera. I lost my gimbal because it's so cold. Here, let's try to film this. How you doing there, wolf? What do you say? You like this? Is it cold enough for you? There's the wolves here, Lincoln Park Zoo. Sometimes you can hear them howl. Remember, we got that footage. We heard them howling. And sometimes they'll match the pitch of their howl to the sirens. Living in an urban environment there. Hey? Yeah, such a beautiful... Yeah, and again, I know people are empathetic to the wolves. I know people don't want them behind a cage, and I did not put them here. I did not create this zoo. This zoo was here before I moved to Chicago. And I know some people are against zoos. They're against animals like wolves being encaged here, but where else am I going to see a wolf here just blocks away from where I live? Oh, see, it's going in the little cave there. Oh, there it is. It's sitting on the top there. How you doing there, wolf? So, hey, thanks for tuning in to Lincoln Park Zoo here. See, it looked at you there. Wolf doing its thing there, yeah. Thanks for checking it out. So at least we got to see one animal here. They got statues here to the wolves here. But the real deal is right over there. There it is. How you doing there, wolf? What do you say? It's looking at us. It says, I wish that guy would shut up so I could take a nap. So hey, we'll let the wolves be here. Thanks for tuning in. I got to get to the grocery store. I'm never going to get back to work here. Got to go to work. What a bummer. But yeah, I'll howl at them. I'll be like Ozzy Osbourne howling at the moon there. Bark at the moon. Yeah. I'll be like the Teen Wolf there. Werewolves of London. We got all kinds of songs here. Yeah, it's such a privilege to see them. You're right, because so often I walk by the wolves and they hide. They're really hard to find. It's easy to see them in the snow here. They got a nice habitat. Another reason I feel bad for the wolves is that the herons, they're a migratory bird that's protected. They always nest above the wolves there, so they get crapped on. But then people remind me, if their young ever fall down, the wolves get a free meal there. So positive things to everything. There's the Schiller statue there. There's the formal gardens there. We'll go over past Lincoln Park West here. I got the shaky because my gimbal is not reacting well in the cold here. So this is why I use a gimbal, because you see how shaky the camera is when I don't use a gimbal. And if I would speed up the footage, it would be like jumping all around like that, and it really makes people sick. I don't mean to make you sick. It's so cold that my gimbal stopped working. And Here comes the bus. So you catch the 151. If you want to take a bus from downtown, you can take the 151. It drops you right off at the 156. 156 goes up LaSalle. The 151 goes up Michigan Avenue, and you can come right up here. So here, I'm going to walk straight over to Oz Park here. Thanks for tuning in. Hope Chicago. We just went through the zoo. We saw the wolves. If you missed it, you can check out the rerun there. Go to the live tab on YouTube. Ryan Really Chicago. Here's the Webster House, his apartment. There's a daycare. It's nice housing, very expensive housing. It's nice Lincoln Park, of course, because they have lake views. You can rent here. These are rental apartments, pretty expensive. Just like you can rent at the Belton Stratford, right up there. This is the Francis Parker School. There's always a car. No matter when you cross the street, there'll be a car that pulls up and starts breathing down your neck. That's beautiful. They got a atrium in there. Let me change hands because my hand's getting cold. 400 pack of wolves in Siberia. Wow. Yeah, that's some big packs there. I wouldn't want to be camping in Siberia with 400 wolves surrounding me there. Yeah. So we don't have to go down this street. This is Webster. Even though I live near here, this is Webster. Nice Italianate brick buildings here. The dude's tuning in there. Yeah, Carlos there, Damien. Yeah, fortunately, I know you're hearing the wind because my microphone's very sensitive to any wind, but the wind's actually not that bad. If the wind was any stronger, I wouldn't be out here walking because that's what really pushes the negative wind chills. And we'll cross Clark Street here. We'll get a nice view. This is close to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I'm glad. Thanks everybody for checking out. That was a rerun from a year ago. I reposted a rerun from a year ago. It got 4,500 likes and over 75,000 viewed that. Lucky Chucky did one too. And I'm glad his took off too there. But I won't be doing any cameos with Blago like Lucky Chucky because they both were in jail. He did a cameo with, how you doing there? He did a cameo with Blagojevich. Now I was wrong there. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. My brain's freezing because I'm in the cold here. I didn't even put one foot out in the street. I went to the curb. I went to the curb and stopped, and that car honked at me because it saw I was filming. It saw a lawsuit. So good. Hopefully that's a follower there. Here, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Here's Lincoln Park. So yeah, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre is over there. And here's Sedgwick and Webster. No, I'm not going to be careful, dude. I'm going to be reckless and dangerous. I'm going to stick my head in the snow and jump off a bridge, do all kinds of crazy things to get me likes. No, I know what you mean. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the feedback. Here's the psychedelic Barbie house. We film it all the time. I don't know how often I get it on YouTube. Usually we film it on TikTok. Here's this is Sedgwick Street, and this is just south of Webster here. This beautiful Victorian Italianate with the pastel color scheme. Those are nice buildings across the way. This is Lincoln Park. This is an historic district called the Mid-North Historic District. It's hard to see with the sun there, but there's the, I call it the psychedelic Barbie house. It's got the John Kearney statues. It's not going to look good because the sun's in the wrong position. There you can see it. There's the porch here. Beautiful pastel colors, and you see it's on the fencing here, but the sun's in the wrong position. So we'll film these across the way here. If I got $1 for every time someone told me to be careful, I could retire, because I know I could slip on the ice, I could die from exposure, I get hit by a car, get hit by a bus, someone could ambush me in the street. I get threats all the time. People joke that they're gonna ambush me and off me in the street. People have written that. People have written that like, I hope you get shot. People have written that in the comments. And I'm like, man, what did I do to you? You know, I know you're not doing that. It's just, you know, but people are always like, be careful, and I understand. You gotta understand, you know, I understand the risks I'm taking. And people keep telling me be careful, I'll stop doing this, because what in life comes without risk? You know, here's look at that, look at the nice porches here. This is on Webster Street, nice stoops here. Look at that across the way there. And these are really nice buildings here. These Italianate storefronts here. People decorate their front rooms so nice here. This is Hudson Street. Policeman Bellinger's house that survived the Great Chicago Fire. Think what he had to do. He had to get on his roof. He had to save his own house from the Great Chicago Fire. He got on the roof and doused it with water and cider. And his was the only house on the block that survived, and all the other houses burnt down. On the entire north side of Chicago. I mean, imagine that. And that's why there's an historical marker there. But look at these beautiful Italianate storefronts. Thanks for tuning in. And you guys be careful. You guys be careful sitting there from the comfort of your homes watching the TV. Be careful. Be very careful. I say I could slip right here. You know. Everywhere I go, I should bring my lawyer. Lawsuits, lawsuits, lawsuits. These people didn't shovel their snow. Their snow. We're supposed to shovel the snow in front of your house, but you know, some people do it, some people don't. Just like if you clean out the car spot, people put a chair to save the spot there. So I got a rerun. I'll make you work for it. Both on YouTube and TikTok. I covered the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It's free. You don't have to pay me anything. All you have to do is find the video and watch it. With a little effort on your part, please check out my page. I'm not a robot that you can direct me and tell me where to go. I'm an American. I reject that. Somebody tells me, another American tells me where I should go, what I should think. I resist that. I don't care what it is, even if you're right. So please, I got plenty of content both on YouTube and TikTok of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I'm on my lunch break on my own time, streaming here. Appreciate you watching here, but I don't care anymore. So hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to sign off. Have a great day. I appreciate it. I'll be on TikTok tonight, hopefully, and after 5 o'clock. And I might start a little early. I might start a little early tonight like I did yesterday to catch the daylight. And I might not be out as long as I was last night. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the gifts, likes, and follows. Thanks to my great moderators. And we'll catch you later here from YouTube land. Watch the reruns. Yeah, check out the St. Valentine's Day. I got both on YouTube and TikTok. We got tons of St. Valentine's Day content. I'm going to get warmed up and get some groceries, okay? Thanks a lot from Chicago. This is Webster Street, just east of Lincoln and Lorby. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, everybody. Yeah, very lucky guy. Jason and Nita. Nita, thanks. See you later. Teresa B, Damien. Hey, Carlos. We'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.